Well, so how's the campaign going?
It's going outstanding. We've gotten a little bit of coverage through Stuart Varney on Fox News. Our press releases are targeting strictly Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And so we got some national media. We just did our first major mailer, came out last week, so we've gotten great response on that. And we just finished our first commercial, which will be airing on YouTube.
Why are you concentrating on Debbie Wasserman Schultz at this point instead of your two primary opponents?
Well, to be honest with you, I entered this race to beat her, not my opponents. My focus has been her, and my opponents, they got to run their campaign their way. My target's been to beat Debbie, and I can only run my campaign the way I think I should, and I want people to associate me with Debbie and everything that she does, and contrast my beliefs to what Debbie stands for.
Are you comfortable that you're in a good position to at least win the nomination?
Yes, I'm very confident. We're working extremely hard with our mailings as well as our door-to-doors, and our meet and greets are going very well. And the amount of people that have signed up for my newsletter on my website has been just growing daily. So we're very happy with the momentum we have.
And if you win the nomination, what convinces you that this is the year that a Republican would be able to defeat the incumbent Congresswoman?
Well, I think the American people are tired of the establishment and the good old boy club, so to speak. And Debbie never having worked in the private sector, I think I contrast her very well, being a successful small business owner. And people are trying to identify with real people in the real world, and that we can identify with them. And I think I fit that very well.
What kinds of things are you hearing on the campaign trail?
Very positive things. People, both independents, Democrats, and Republicans, are really looking for new faces in Washington that'll really listen to what their problems are, and they want America to get back to work. Our number one focus has been the economy. Most people just want to get back to work and want someone who understands that, like myself, who has hired, who has made a payroll, who has survived 7 recessions and knows how to do that.
On the subject of the economy and unemployment and jobs, one of the big things that's happened in recent weeks is the whole question of the extension of unemployment benefits, which was almost universally opposed by Republicans. What's your take on that?
Well, I support the Republican stance as far as not adding to the deficit. I think that the Republicans have the right idea of using some of the money in the stimulus package, because obviously the stimulus package is not working and creating jobs, or finding other wasteful government programs to draw that money from. We do not want to add to the deficit any longer, and we have to stop.
So you agree with what the vast majority of Republicans in Congress felt about the extension of unemployment benefits?
Yes, I would like to extend the employments. We are in very difficult times. We still have 14 million people looking for work. So I do want to give them a little bit more, room to recover. I just do not want to add to the deficit. We can find the money somewhere else.
One of the things that some Democrats have pointed out is that a lot of Republicans like the idea of extending the Bush-era tax cuts. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. The 01-03 tax cuts must stay in place. I truly believe it. And the Democrats will tell you it's not a tax increase. But of course it is, if you're going to let them expire. And as a small business owner, not repealing this death tax deeply affects myself as well as many businesses across the country.
Do you think that extending the Bush-era tax cuts, does that have to be paid for in the same way you think that the extension of unemployment benefits would have to be paid for?
No, not necessarily. I think when you give Americans more money in their pockets, the government will make more money because we will spend more. So I don't think that they have to be found somewhere else. The government has to learn to live within their means, and they need to find other wasteful programs to cut in order to make up for those tax cuts.
Well, but wouldn't people spend more if they got unemployment benefits, so wouldn't the government make more money that way? I guess what's the difference between extending the Bush tax cuts and extending unemployment benefits?
There's a big difference because you're giving the American people money from taxpayers directly, and it's never going to work that way. We can't take from the ones that are working and give it to the ones that are not. And so, no, I don't agree that they're the same.
Back on the campaign for a little bit, any new endorsements, 2 or 3 endorsements you'd like to highlight from any people or organizations?
Probably my most proud right now is the Florida Rights to Life. I have a full endorsement by them. Veterans Vision is another one. Other than that, just some small little other endorsements that I can think of.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Karen Harrington, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mann.